Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the live stream. It is August 30th, 2024. It is approximately 9:32 p.m. local time here in Iceland, in the Reykjanes Peninsula, and we just had really bad weather today. Entire day was just really bad. um, Started off with a lot of wind, extreme winds, and then it just started pouring cats and dogs. I mean, it was pouring like crazy. Right now, it's both combination of wind and rain. Um, Pretty much any live feed, any live camera right now has absolutely no visibility whatsoever. Everything is kind of in the gray zone, but I just kind of went on and wanted to put some of the replay footage that was captured in some of the previous days, so at least there's something to watch again. Again, these are exclusive shots that I've took day 8, day 7, and day 6 that I'll probably like loop around for a little bit. But yeah, the days has been crappy. Nothing to see, nothing to do. But we do have some updates I think we can kind of check out at the moment. I believe, let's see here. So we have a Met Office update, August 29th, around 6 o'clock local time. And pretty much some of the brief bullet points here. The activity in the eruption has remained fairly stable. Lava flows mostly to the northwest, but also to the east. Greater seismic activity post-eruption than in previous eruptions. About 20 earthquakes in the last 24 hours. And yeah, I was checking actually that, and we've been receiving some earthquakes post-eruption, so that's very interesting to see. Not crazy, but we did get some few nice eruptions, some nice shakes. Right now, at the moment, the winds are in the north direction, so they're in the northerly direction, and it's really hitting the town of Volgar. Gas pollutions are kind of heading that way at the moment, kind of like in a straight line, right down the middle, down Volgar. So that's not good. I did pass by, and it's very foggy, very misty, very gassy, very just a lot of poor visibility around that area. So yeah, it's not the best situation, but those are the wind directions that we're getting at the moment, and I think it's going to be very similar tomorrow as well. The wind directions are going to be heading in the north direction. So that's going to be another bummer. So as far as the hazard assessment map has been updated since the last time we ever saw it, prior to the eruption, where we saw a lot of the zones in the hazard assessment map. And right now, zone 5, which is where the eruption was, which was a yellow, pretty much. It was almost nothing. It was a moderate scale of the hazard. It was very low. Zone 5 was yellow, and now it's red because of the eruption. It basically ended up in zone 5, where zone 7 and 4 and zone 3, which is all as far as Vinci, the Snooker area, was red. Now it's zone 5 and zone 6 that are mostly red. Zone three. Zone three is the most hazardous, which is the very high purple, which is the Sanukar area. So that's the change in the zones and the hazard assessment. So zone 5 red, zone 6 red, zone 3 is purple, which we haven't seen purple yet. In zone 4, which is Grindavik, has is now a orange. So very interesting. But the lava flow continues. As far as I know, and as far as the observation and documentation and footage that I was able to get yesterday, which is my final kind of like observation footage, the crater is in development. The crater is forming on the right side at the moment. I believe right now there isn't as much crazy activity as before, but the crater is focused pretty much on the right side at the moment. And by the way, guys, all the replay footage that we're watching right now, the replay footage is from day 8. It's all available. This was the last upload I did. It's all available on my channel in 4K, so you can watch it in high quality. And there's a couple other ones from the previous days as well. There's some night shots as well you can check out. And then there's day 6, I believe, which is a pretty much a noon shot, which is a little bit more sunny compared to this one. It's a little bit more sunset into evening, so you can always check those out on the channel. But again, like I said, there probably won't be any footage coming tomorrow as well, since the day is a little crappy. Connection wise, I've been really it's been really laggy. This could be because of the weather, but the connection has been really bad for 2 consecutive days. So the stream has been lagging, and you're probably seeing it right now. Everything's kind of pausing, freezing. So I'm not sure if it's got to do with the weather or something, but right now the weather is very violent. So I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt that it's the weather compared to the other days which the stream was actually really good and the connection was really good. But right now I've been just it's been crappy connection, really bad. Lots of drops, lots of inconsistent connections. So yeah, so I'm not gonna run this too long because it might freeze, it might disconnect. But I'll try to leave it for a little bit, just as I talk about some of the information. Yeah, the fog machine is in full blast right now. There's absolutely no view whatsoever from from anywhere. No, but it's really the weather conditions right now are very bad. Even the crater, the eruption, the color, like the vibrant orange is not even going through the the fog, the mist. Well, that's like actually a good question. Is the rain actually putting out the fires? Uh, it should be slowing it down. Right now, to be honest with you, there's a lot of water coming down. So the only thing is that the winds are going hard to the north. So in a way it could be feeding the acceleration of the burning of the moss, but uh, but there is a lot of water coming down. So maybe at the same time it kind of cancels out, and then it slowly starts getting put out. So we really won't see. I mean, to be honest with you, we won't see any clear evidence of what exactly we have in stores until maybe tomorrow. Let me see here. Tomorrow, gonna rain all day till Sunday. So we might not get anything until Sunday, early Sunday in the morning around noon maybe. So sometime around noon, we might not get any like visual activity of what's going on. So what's up, Mag? Nothing. We can't see anything. There's absolutely nothing. There's no visualization. The live camera on the bottom is not showing absolutely nothing. That's why we have the replay footage, and that's all we have to see right now. That's our as they say, our what do they call it? These sight for sore eyes. Meaning, right now, our our sore is looking at the fog or this terrible weather that we can't see anything. So the sight for sore eyes is the replay that we have right now on the big screen. So enjoy it. That's all I can say. Until we get live footage again, or more recent footage, obviously. But yeah, it looks like until Sunday morning, Sunday noon, we'll start seeing that the visual evidence of how this storm helps or doesn't help the moss fires. I think it'll definitely help in putting a lot more of the percentage of the burning, making also the soil or the vegetation, the green, the moss, more moist and wet, less attractive to sparking up. So the less dry it gets, the less sparkable, so it doesn't continue burning up. And I think with all this water coming down, it's gonna be a help. It's definitely gonna help. The only way to see the crater right now would be if somebody put a GoPro uh, inside the crater. That would be the only possible view, live view at the moment. If someone had the courage or the equipment to actually put a camera right by the crater, which I don't think is possible in any means. I think all equipment would burn anything near this eruption. So I don't think that is going to be an option. But it would be an interesting challenge for the camera companies to come up with a volcanic durable camera, if that makes any sense whatsoever in the cameras business. If you can make a camera that can last super extreme heat, melting point heat, and that is able to power itself through some other means instead of a battery, which would fry up and cook, and a lens that would withstand extreme heat in order to visualize the image and transmit it back. Oh no! Don't tell me the drone camera burned up. Nah, man, that's not good. Make sure you got that DJI refresh, the care package. That'll fix you right up, no problem. So that's about it as far as what's going on. I'm still trying to figure out this connection issue. It's kind of driving me nuts because I don't know. I'm gonna just say it's the weather, but yeah, I am not liking it one bit. There's really nothing else I can really do. If it does continue, I'm just gonna have to shut down the stream because The if you have no connection or a smooth connection, there's no point in streaming. That's kind of how I see it. Check out something else. Might have a little drop because I'm going to reboot it. So, just so you guys know. All right. Let's see what's going on here. So the eruption period. So another great question. Another very interesting question. It could be a month. Could be a nice month worth. We are on day 9, so we're still fairly early into the eruption. But I would say a nice month. So if you're just tuning in, it is August 30th, Friday. Start to the weekend. Happy Friday to everyone around the world. It is 10:01 p.m. local time here in Iceland, the Reykjanes Peninsula. The eruption is still ongoing, but it's absolutely zero visibility. We have a crazy rain, wind, storm at the moment. Just chaotic weather, and yeah, really no visibility whatsoever on the eruption. So hopefully by Sunday morning things will start getting a little bit better. But the eruption needed the rain. Definitely needed the rain for the moss fires. Eventually, I think this will help out in the long run. So here's some footage from late at night, day 7. Since we're now in the, let's kind of coordinate a little bit with the current time, so we can kind of match the situation with the replay footage that we're watching right now, as we have no other visualization of the eruption. We can kind of coordinate a previous replay day of the eruption to kind of fulfill a little bit of the visualization that we can't see. So this was roughly around the same, between 10 and 12 midnight. Some of the footage that we're watching now. And again, by the way, all these replay footages are up on the channel in 4K, so you can watch them in high resolution. Yeah, the camera that you're talking about, we uh we documented it here on the live stream. They're gonna put it up by off 43. Uh, so if you're on 41, try just right off 43 going to Grindavik, the camera will be installed in that area there, and it's the view we were having on day seventh. So on day seventh is pretty much the same angle view that that new camera is going to be facing. They were installing it when we were streaming live. No, yeah, no, it's I have to work with what I have. Right now, though, the issue is my connection. It's the only thing that's kind of, well, the connection and the view, obviously, but it's been two consecutive days where the connection has been laggy, and these are on two different spots that are very distant. So, but I think it's because of the weather. I think the weather has something to do with it, because this happened during those situations, these weather situations. So got to see if it's that or if it's something else. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool to just find these detail shots, like these hidden views that are mostly either hidden from the actual crater view, the view that everybody sees. All these little detail shots, these angled, these flat ground shots are not visible um, without exploring the location. So a lot of most of it, like 90% of what everybody sees is this shot here, but not the stream of lava that you don't see. So you just see the geysers, the fountains, and I think it's just at one point this shot is kind of like the base shot, just seeing the crater as a whole, or the fountains as a whole. It's the spectacle. It's the main attraction. But at some point, you. It's not like you get tired of it, but it's very repetitive. So then after that, it's the fun part. It's exploring the details of everything that the eruption has to offer. And this is that's the part that I really enjoy finding. It's kind of like Easter eggs, as you say. Like there's a lot of things you can capture visually that make it slightly different than what we're all used to seeing all the time. Especially on the live cameras, we're constantly seeing the same view. Uh, but with this type of observation and documentation, we get to see a little bit more. You get to see a little bit more behind the curtain. Uh, the lava rivers are one thing we don't get to see. The lava rivers are, I think, important because they're always designing its way through different areas, and it makes different turns, and it floods different areas, so it creates other forms of rivers. So it's also important to see the lava rivers as we see the eruption. This eruption is really nice because it has two flowing disposal rivers that drain out on both both ends, and they're constantly evolving, just as the crater is evolving. But I think the way it presents itself, like for instance, this shot here is super unique. You have the fountain river, and then that's in the foreground, and in the background you get to see the drainage part, which looks like it's going up, but it's actually going down and forward. But in this shot, you see like almost like an illusion. You see a combination of two worlds that connect, but also have different directions. And then here you could see the spillage or the breakaway of the main lava river that introduced itself a new almost like an exit on a highway, and it made a left. If it was spilling, it's all coming towards us, so it's going north, and then it was able to flood itself or break away from that current, and then create a new river or an exit. And we don't get to see that. We don't really see those views from far away or from anywhere. Also, the greater detail of the inside of the fountain we never get to see, and how it evolves, and how the lava flows out from one into another, or to its disposable lava river. But here it's also very cool to see how the lava jumps up in the air and also hardens or dries up. Also, how it hits the wall, the rim wall, the crater wall, and it splashes against that rock, that already hardened rock. And then here in the river, the lava river, you could see the connection of the, it's almost like that upper skin that dries up, how it chains itself from a separation and then to a connection again. All these things are not visible, and they're very exclusive to see. During an eruption. Also here we have a view that we see one fountain shooting up in the air going one way and then the other one going the other way. And this is also another hard perspective, because the majority of the spectators are used to seeing one specific angle, not from that point of view. So the eruption really changes based on how you see it. The eruption really defines a different visualization or an aspect of how it looks based on where you are, based on how you see it. Some people see it from one specific area and it looks one specific way, and then we shift an entire 180 and the eruption looks completely different. And I think that's the value that we're able to appreciate. And just by doing it on a daily basis, it's really incredible to just experience that, just see how the eruption evolves. It's almost like a child, right? Like it's born, and then it's going through its years and days, and compared to this, and we see it in days how it evolves every single day and how it changes. And I think it's very rare. I think it's very rare to see that on a constant basis. I hope that's kind of like what I'm trying to deliver, the evolution of daily, and we almost get to see that. And then for me, I never got to see that before. In the previous eruptions, I never got to see it on a daily basis, because this one is very, very accessible. I think that's possible. And then this shot here, we get to see the two eyes, right? If you crop it in a certain way and you zoom in on a specific area, you see the eyes. You see the separation of the two cones or the craters. And it changes. See how I zoomed out there, and the whole image changes. The whole eruption is defined by something else. The spots. Oh, you mean the top part of the lava river that flows, and the top layer that's black? That's the it's just a dried up, or I would say like a colder area that has dried up as the lava is flowing. So it's almost like a thin layer that has hardened up, and it's being dragged by the current of the lava. So as it, see right there, this one right here, that's just pieces of things that are at the top layer that have hardened up, but it's still floating in this lava river, and it's always sinking and emerging into the lava, and it's just a constant loop of flow, and recycling and drying up and going back to its lava shape as it travels through the river. And then it creates those cracks because the surface is not even. So as it's flowing, it's cracking, and then it's reconnecting back at slow points or break points, and then it speeds up and breaks in faster points or faster areas of elevation and drops. But yeah, it's incredible to see that. It's incredible to kind of see that in action. And again, depending on the angle that you see the eruption, things change. And it's very, very interesting what happened during this eruption, where a lot of the perspective was in one specific area, meaning like every angle view was all concentrated within a base of cameras. So we would always see one specific area until things shifted, and it created a disruption in the perspective of how we started seeing this. And now we're getting to see almost like the entirety of it. We're getting to see the 360 view. We're getting to see new perspectives, and I think it's being appreciated more. So let's go back to I want to put in some other shots, some day shots, and just view those. These are from, I believe it was day 6. So day 6 footage replay. It's a little bit more during the daytime, and the eruption was a little bit more younger. And we still see that small little crater here as we approach. We still see that little tiny volcano eruption that now has closed. There's actually one big one, one small big one, and there's 1, 2, and 3. So there was like 3 little ones, 2 little ones and a medium sized one. Those already have completely shut down. They're closed. It was, what was it? So 1 month. It was about a month, or just shorter, actually. Wait, let me see the. This is yeah. So the last one was May 29th. And it stopped around June 15th, I think. I think that was the end. So just under a month. Oh. For the eruption, and this current one was, I think it was like 7 kilometers long, to be honest. I think it was that long, or I think it was registered to be around 7 kilometers, because it opened up way back by Stora-skogfell, by Salingerfell area. So it was massive. And also, this was a record as far as the magma that's spilling into the into the earth, into the surface. It's another record. The last one in May was 20 million cubic meters inside the chamber, inside the pool of magma. This one, I believe, I don't think we still. I don't. I don't think we got the official number, but I think it was a little bit more than 25 million. I would even say it was closer to 30 million cubic meters of lava, of magma, because the spillage. There's a map. There's a chart of the lava, and it's insane compared to the last eruption. How much coverage it has, and it's still spilling out. Think about it. So there's still a lot more magma coming out. I would say there's another probably 20% or 30% left of the eruption until this one shuts off, and then the chamber begins to fill up again. And we wait for another pressure, and soon to have the following eruption, whenever that happens. You know what? The That's a good question, because sometimes I think what I saw happen is that, because the magma chamber expanded more than the previous limit, I think it released a lot more of the magma in the first 3 days. It was able to just kind of like release a tremendous amount of its potential, or its quantity, in the first few days. So now we're like kind of like in the finale, whereas it should take longer because it has more magma. But I think because of the pressure it built up, it was able to spill the majority of it within the first few days. The next one, if the pattern continues, the next one should expand even more than what this one had. So we might be talking more than 30 million, and that's when more lava. So basically, it just keeps filling up the belly. It keeps inflating the balloon more and more and more and more. It's finding expansion points until it pops. So more lava eventually will just keep coming out. Now, I don't know. Maybe there could be a point, I guess, when maybe things kind of slow down, or less magma is produced. I don't know if it's a possibility, but I would assume that if from the pattern and the expansion, um, we'll continue to get even more and more. Which part? I was saying that the chamber is expanding for each of the eruptions. So the next one might have even more magma than this one. It might be much more of an expansion, and more lava spillage. Well, nobody really the prediction is, it's kind of like, you can predict to a certain point, but nothing really nothing really connects exactly. Um, the last so this eruption might be might be similar to the May 29th eruption. So it might take, just less than a month until it ends. So it might have that kind of life span where it drops in 20 days it'll be over or something. Who knows? Or it could last even more based on the magma, the chamber, and the expansion. So those two things are kind of like accountable based on how long it's going to take to end. So it could be 5 day, 15 days or 20 days. It could be 30 days. It could be a complete month until it shuts down. And then once it shuts down, the chamber starts filling up again, and then we wait for another eruption. But it all depends on how the magma treats the chamber and finds its way out. At the moment, it's the expansion, so it's finding more and more room until it's too much pressure and it pops. So who knows? But right now it's still ongoing, and that's what matters. And it found a location where it's fairly safe between towns or things that are important, landmarks and all this that could be disruptive. So for now, it should be fine. They're saying that I was talking to some of the people that are some of the spectators here and also some of the locals that maybe the next one might be a little bit further south, past GRINDAVIK, but a little bit more to the west, inland. So the next one might happen on the other side of the ridge of this line of pre-existing eruptions. So maybe a little bit more west, more towards the end of the peninsula, but a little bit more south compared to this one, which is a little bit more north. So that's kind of like another little talk here amongst the locals. Now it's been actually a longer span. So this one, if this one does the same thing as the one in May, it will be a longer, based on the pattern. It's more of an expansion period. So it'd be this one, and it would be the one previous to this one. They take a longer time to erupt, but also drain. And there was a pattern of previous earthquakes from last year that had a more faster eruption village. They were within a short frequency. These are taking a little bit longer. So this one might be a duplicate of the last eruption in May 29th. Yeah, but the airport is it's kind of like away from the potential breakage, meaning like there is this eruption is kind of focused within a certain area, which it could expand to a certain, like the expansion points of where it could erupt are not close to, for instance, like the airport. Like I wouldn't think it would have anything like an opening over there wouldn't be at the moment realistic. Right now, the hot zone or the hot area is this area here, and the danger parts would be GRINDAVIK and the power plant and the Blue Lagoon. Those are the spots that can get the disruption. And then anything more east is what we saw in Fraga das Fiac in 2021, which is a little bit more east. Those eruptions were east. And then Litli Hutur in 2023 was more north northeast. So the pattern in 2021, 2022, and 2023, the pattern was going northeast. That was the pattern of the eruptions, going northeast. And now, at the end of 2023, we started getting the rapid eruptions, which went more towards the southwest, closer to the town of Grindavik. That line, that strip. I think if the lava were to flow into the ocean, it would have to be an eruption near more to the south, southeast. So yeah, we'll see. Interesting stuff, and great to observe it and document it. I'm gonna take a little break, and so enjoy the replay views at the moment. Since if you're just tuning in, we're watching. It's Friday, August 30th, start of the weekend. Happy Friday, wherever you are. If you're I don't know, going into the city, or you're starting off, depending on where you are in the world, depending on your time. Perhaps you're just getting off work. Perhaps you're already into Saturday, depending on where you are. Saturday morning, just probably went out. Or you're just starting your Friday night, and you just turned on the TV and plugged into the eruption, and now we're seeing a little bit of the replay views before you go out to get something to eat with perhaps some friends, family, or your girlfriend, your wife, whatever it is, partner, and you're getting ready to go out, but you wanted to tune in a little bit to the eruption here in Iceland, and you saw that all the live cams are not capturing anything. That's because the weather here is absolutely zero visibility. It is raining. It is windy. It's not fun at all. So, for the time, or for this lovely night, I decided to put some replay shots of previous days, and at least we have something to see. So yeah, enjoy it. I'm gonna take a little break. Enjoy it. Yeah, happy Labor Day weekend in the U.S. And then I'll try to come back later. I don't know what time, but I'll try to chime in once in a while. Maybe I'll be in the chat typing. If anybody has any answers, I'll try to answer them in the chat. But for now, yeah, enjoy the views, guys. It's Friday, and wherever you are in the world, the Reykjanes Peninsula is erupting. It is live. The greatest show on earth has paused for a day, maybe 2 days, but rest assured, it's still going. The show must go on, and it's been a spectacle since day one. We are now in day 9, approaching day 10, but the show's still going, and hopefully we can reconnect with some beautiful footage. Perhaps Sunday, Sunday morning, Sunday noon, something like this, as the forecast says that Sunday would be a much better, things start getting better. Weather-wise, wind-wise, so we'll see.